G'day folks, so it's now the end of 2019 and I figured why not a good time to talk about my turbo MX-5 here and take you through all the little things that I've done to it over the last 6 or more years that I've owned the car. The build list is now starting to get pretty extensive, so why don't we take you through a bit of a walkthrough. I'll start with the exterior, since that's what we're looking at. The bonnet is a carbon fiber bonnet built here in Australia by Lightyear Carbon Fiber. We've done some DIY venting in the hood and it's got the aero catches. The roof, again, from Lightyear Carbon Fiber. It's a carbon fiber fastback with carbon fiber windows that I built myself and a Lexan rear window. The boot section here is part of the fastback, although it is detachable. That is also from Lightyear Carbon Fiber. And lastly, from them, the Lightyear Carbon Fiber rear wing, which is actually relatively large for an MX-5, but it does the job well. I built the uprights here myself out of 6mm thick aluminium plate, and it's bolted into the boot. I'll show you how it's bolted in because it is relatively interesting. So we've got here some brackets that bolt into the frame here. We've also got some reinforcements up here and then some bars to help stop swaying. I built the end plates myself. They're a set of carbon fiber end plates, one on either side, obviously. And these side skirts are some aluminium core, as you can see, with the ribbed core through the middle, a bit of aluminium angle, and it's just bolted onto the sills. I actually tapped a thread in the sills and then just bolt them straight in. Nothing overly elaborate there. The doors are the factory steel doors, although I have cut a fair bit out of them and gutted them. They're about, I think, 10 kilograms each now, and the factory ones are around 25 kilograms. The fenders, we've got vents here that are 3D printed. They were designed by well, actually the original design I did, and then Maddie from HM redesigned them. And I've done a DIY cut here. It's literally just a cut of the fender. We don't need the bits underneath there. The front splitter is a Baltic birch ply with some Bunnings garden edging to sort of fill the gap between the splitter and the bumper. And the front bumper holes have all been plugged up here to try and reduce aero drag on the front end. It's got some alloy shrouding in under there where the coolers are. Also, the headlights are a carbon composite. They're a bit thin and floppy. I might have to redo those one day. I think that's about it for exterior stuff. Oh no, we've forgotten the mirrors. These are some Demon Tweak Formula style mirrors, relatively cheap. I think they're about $40. Can't remember exactly. And then I've 3D printed a bracket to adapt them to suit the MX-5 door holes there, so that's been done. I've got a couple of toe straps front and rear, but other than that, there's nothing else exterior wise. The wheels are Avanti Storm 15x9s with a plus 35 offset, I think the Storm comes in. And you may have seen a recent video on the brakes. They're an AP Racing front caliper with a Commodore style rotor on a custom hat that was made by Boz & Jack Engineering, as is the hub, also made by Boz & Jack Engineering. I run HM Speed Shop's titanium wheel nuts. I absolutely love them. He sent them out to me, no cost. He just didn't really say why. He just wanted to send me some stuff, and they're absolutely awesome. I really appreciate HM Speed Shop and Maddie for helping out with a few things just because he loves MX-5s, I suppose. The rear brakes are OEM Mazda Sport brakes, although obviously with the upgraded set of pads. I run Hawk pads front and rear, generally a DTC 60 at the front and the Hawk Blue or a DTC 60 in the rear, depending on what's going on. Braided brake lines front and rear, obviously. Other than that, nothing overly special. In the rear, speaking of, we've got a DIY 3-inch exhaust with a muffler here and a resonator a bit further along just to kind of keep the noise down. OEM suspension arms, although I do run a set of Delaran bushes from Sad Fab. Some DIY sway bar end links in the rear here that aren't looking all that healthy, but they're okay. And a set of MCA's purple coilovers. Nothing overly elaborate coilover wise, are probably due for an upgrade at some point, but for now those ones do. And as you can see, tire wise, I run a 225 50/15 Yokohama A050, a pretty competent tire, a little pricey, generally considered one of the better tires for, well, track days, particularly semi-slick type stuff. Under the bonnet. So there's a fairly extensive shopping list under here nowadays. Let's start with the engine, because I suppose that's where most people want to know things. So on the insides, we rebuilt it recently with a new set of pistons and rods. They're Manly rods, Supertech 9.5:1 compression pistons, balanced crank to get everything happy. On the front of the crank is the ATI super damper. I've got a water pump delete. We don't run any extra ancillaries except for our alternator there. The water pumping duties are done by this Davies Craig electric water pump down here. It's controlled by my Megasquirt MS3 ECU. I'll show you that in the interior in a moment. In terms of the head, it's pretty much all stock, nothing special really, except for a set of upgraded valve springs from Supertech. I've done their twin or dual valve springs on there, just to keep valve float under control. Ignition wise, BKR7E NGK spark plugs all along, with a set of LS coils for all 4 of those, and the MSD ignition leads. I've been really happy with how the MSD ignition leads are working with my LS coils. It all works really quite reliably. Really happy with that gear. Of course, the turbocharger, everyone wants to know about turbos. So it's a Garrett GTX 2860R Gen 2 Garrett turbocharger with a GCG Turbo Smart style wastegate actuator, 4-port Mac valve. Underneath the DIY heat shielding there is the Kraken exhaust turbo manifold, made in, I think it's in Bulgaria. It's a cast item made from the guys out there. It's all DIY alloy plumbing and tube work here that I've done myself for the intake and turbo and everything. Generic eBay catch can there with some generic plumbing and hoses and things. The OEM factory ABS in the corner there. Up front I run a Super Miata crossflow radiator. Definitely a performance improvement over the generic eBay one I was running earlier. These things are very, very good at doing their job. And further on the cooling side, I run my own DIY coolant reroute. So the cooling comes, or the cold coolant comes into the engine at the front, at the lower of the block here, exits out the back of the block, comes around this reroute and back into the radiator up here. Oil filter has been relocated to up here, along with a couple of sensors. We've got some plumbing here. Plumbing also runs down underneath here into an oil cooler that runs in the front. That's a SETRAB oil cooler, fairly large in size. You don't want to skimp on oil coolers because oil does get hot. Fuel system wise, I run a set of Flowforce 960cc injectors on an aftermarket fuel rail. It's all tucked away under the intake manifold there. You can't really see it, unfortunately. And also fuel wise, I run the Raceworks fuel pressure reg and the generic GM flex fuel sensor, just to keep an eye on not only the fuel ethanol content, but also temperature. It does that as well. And I think the last thing that I can think of under here is the Skunk 2 throttle body. Only there because there is some fear that the OEM throttle bodies can fail when they start to get high revs and lots of power and things. They're not really a performance gain, mostly just a safety thing. Other than that, I can't think of anything else that's super wacky and wild under here. Oh, there is one thing that I can show you. The sway bar, custom anti-roll bar, custom sway bar that's done by HM Speed Shop down here. A little bit hard to see. Let me see if I can show you it in here in the wheel well. You can see there the arm for the sway bar goes over to the suspension there. A little bit dark. But again, beautiful work by HM Speed Shop with that sway bar. An absolutely beautiful piece of work. And he sent it out to me. I think I paid him for the bar. Can't remember exactly, but whatever. Matty did an amazing job just helping out a generic small little fella like me, and I really appreciate it. HM Speed Shop, check them out. Interior wise, we've got lots of exciting things going on in here. The OMP HDE R400 seat. Absolutely love this seat. I've mounted it nice and low. It's all the way down onto the floor. The floor's actually been notched out about an inch to get the seat down even lower. And the OMP Corsica steering wheel up front there. I've got my DIY Raspberry Pi dash that I built, running a custom dash design and a few bits and pieces on it. My own front switchgear that I've built myself here. So I've got ECU power, accessories power, wipers and lights, power for my Raspberry Pi, and then some warning lights. My oxygen sensor gauge up here, and the engine start button, which doesn't work at the moment because the power's off. The power is off because my battery here is disconnected. I run a pair of LifePo 4 batteries from Hobby King. A little bit left of field in terms of powering your car, but these things work really well. The Hobby King batteries have been serving me really reliably, but when I'm just running around in the pits or if I'm poodling around at home, I don't usually leave it connected, and I actually run the car off a normal lead acid battery that I temporarily plug into the Anderson plug. It just saves the LifePo batteries from suffering over extended periods. I have a kill switch, which is also got a remote kill up beside the exterior driver side there, just to alleviate any issues with power. I can kill it there. Front to rear brake bias adjuster. The OEM shifter here with a slight extension and a nice Dalaran knob, because I love a bit of Dalaran in my life. Up above, I've got a hook to hang my steering wheel when it's not in use because it's on a quick release from NRG. I've got a rear view camera screen up above my head beside the OEM rear view mirror. Also on the steering wheel is a shifty or shift-I RPM gauge shift light, which yeah, they're a little pricey, but they're a really cool piece of kit and very well engineered. I'm very impressed with the shifty. Had that one for a long time now, but it served me well. The other thing that's up under the dash, which I'll try and show you, is my Mega Squirt MS3 ECU. This is one of the PMP ECUs from DIY Auto Tune in the US. It's had a few mods done here in Australia from my friend Alex, but otherwise they're a pretty good piece of kit. They work quite reliably. Very happy with it for this car, and it hides under there where the airbag used to live. The only other thing in here really is a whole lot of GoPro mounts, which you'll find everywhere. Under the fuel tank cover here is a Deutschwerks DW300 pump with upgraded wiring to alleviate any voltage loss, and a roll cage and a whole lot of steel that's been cut out. And that's about it for interior. Door cards are some flat panel carbon fiber that I made with just a simple strap to make it life easy to close them. And when you do close it, things happen much like that. There's not a lot else to tell. And that is the BEAVIS Motorsport Turbo MX-5. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions or queries, comments, whatever, leave them down below. I always love to hear from you guys, and I'd be happy to answer any queries you may have. Thank you very much for watching. I hope I've covered everything, and we'll see you next time. Ta.